look into this compound inequalities with AND condition and going to write them in set builder notation, then graph them, then going to write it in interval notation. Let's work with this inequality x greater than or equal to -1 and x less than 3. The set builder notation looks like this, and we have to read it like the set of all real numbers x such that x greater than or equal to -1 and x less than 3. Now let's graph this inequality. X greater than or equal to -1. So -1 included into the solution. So let's draw closed circle around -1, and now let's shade all the numbers greater than or equal to -1 all the way up to positive infinity as the solution. Now for the second inequality, x less than 3, the 3 not included into the solution. So let's draw open circle around 3, and since x is less than 3, so let's shade all the numbers less than 3 all the way up to negative infinity as the solution. The solution for this compound inequality is the numbers shared by both of these inequalities. That is, the numbers between -1 and 3, and let's shade that number. Now let's write this solution in interval notation. For that, we have to pick both the endpoints -1, 3, and since -1 included into the solution, we have to put the square bracket around it, and since 3 not included, let's use the parenthesis around it. Now let's look at this inequality x greater than -3/2 and x less than 3. Let's write the set builder notation for it, and which looks like this. Now let's graph this inequality. First let's graph x greater than -3/2, and let's draw open circle around -3/2 and shade all the numbers greater than -3/2 all the way up to positive infinity. Now let's graph the second inequality, which is x less than 3. So let's draw open circle around 3 and shade all the numbers less than 3 all the way up to -infinity as the solution. Now we have to get the solution for this compound inequality. For that, we have to shade all the numbers shared by both of this inequality, which is the numbers between -3/2 and 3. Now let's see how to write this solution in interval notation. That is, we have to write both the end points -3/2 and 3. Now we have to put a parenthesis around it to indicate that -3/2 and 3 not included into the solution. Now let's work with this inequality x greater than 5 and x less than or equal to -10. Let's write it in the set builder notation, which looks like this. And now let's work on in our graph. First let's graph x greater than 5. So let's draw open circle around 5, and let's shade all the numbers greater than 5 all the way up to positive infinity as the solution. Now let's graph the second inequality x less than or equal to -10. So let's draw closed circle around -10 and shade all the numbers greater than or equal to -10 all the way up to -infinity as the solution. Now to get the solution for this compound inequality, let's look for the numbers shared by both of these inequalities. If you look at this graph, none of the numbers are shared by these inequalities. That means this compound inequality has no solution.